Gardening has a real unique way of bringing people back to the land.
We help people get excited about being in nature, and we help people learn about better ways to do things. I'm giving them education and knowledge and power.
Being a master gardener is not just about plants, it's also about people. And it's about how you come alongside and listen and work within different pieces of the system.
My most favorite thing about being a master gardener is teaching and sharing excitement about working with plants, be it from children all the way up to those people who have been gardening for 50 years. There is always something to learn.
I volunteered to help replant the Mississippi River flyway for birds. And this young woman, maybe about 15 or 16, came and she said, my mother made me come here, and I don't know why. And so I demonstrated how to plant a tree, and she looked at me and she said, how much do they pay you to do this? And I said, nothing, I do this because it's fun. And she said, well, okay, if you have fun, then I can have fun. So she took off her jewelry and she took off her high heels and she sort of threw them in the mud, and she started digging with her hands, and she picked up the shovel, and she was the best worker all day. And at the end of the day, she came to me and she hugged me, and we both cried. And it was just one of those moments where I felt like I actually touched somebody.
The impact on our community is amazing. A couple weeks ago, I was helping young people plant at the YMCA, and we were planting a vegetable garden. And you know, when you're trying to show a 4-year-old how to plant something, you can't be super precise. Well, all of a sudden we got a batch of older kids, and the one little girl, she said, I know how to do that because I learned that last year. And so all of a sudden I had her show the other kids how to properly plant those plants. And I thought that kid literally has a seed planted in her brain that maybe someday she's going to be feeding her community.
I think of our program, the Habitat for Humanity work that we do, where we work with the individuals who are going to have one of the homes and talk to them about what various shrubs or trees or plants they can have in their garden. They learn how to take care of them. And again, I think we're developing the gardeners of the future.
We were doing a community ed class on repotting orchids. I'm an orchid lover and orchid grower in that. And I actually had one adult in that ran into me here probably a month after she had talked to me and taken my class in that. And she says, Jamie, she says, I went home and I practiced what you told me. She says, you wouldn't believe it. She says, my plant is blooming. There's 10 flowers on it. She says, I thought I was going to have to throw it away. And it just makes you feel so good.
So I live in the town of Coleraine. It's about 6 miles from Grand Rapids. It's at the very beginning of the Iron Range in Itasca County. And the elementary school is Van Dyke Elementary. It serves kindergarten through 4th grade. And I introduced myself to the principal. And I said, would your school like to have a school garden? And she goes, where were you a year ago? We started seeding with 13 classrooms 3 years ago. And the kids built the 3-by-3 foot 12 raised beds. They love it. They will do anything to get their hands in there. And for me, it's exciting to see kids say, I want to be a farmer when I grow up. I'm going to have my mom make more salads. For me to see, Minnesota boys say, I'm going to have more salad. To me, it's exciting. It just goes beyond just gardening. You're digging deeper, and that's what I love about it.
Well, in Chisago County, we were able to take a weed-ridden community garden area and turn it into about 18 different plots. We planted it last year. We only had 2 basically paying customers, but it's so successful, it's so impressive what they've done. That this year every plot was rented out. The most amazing thing that happened this year was we got grant money to have raised beds made for people with handicaps or disabilities.
I work in the library as my day job, and we started a vegetable garden last year. Parents have come in not only saying this promotes eating healthier, but it also is parents coming in and saying, they know how to garden. They know where the food's coming from. They're getting ideas. They want to do it at home. And what else is there to a master gardener, but a parent saying my child wants to garden because of what she saw here. We're making an impact just being seen. And so basically what the garden is about is if it looks good, it's ripe, and you're going to eat it, take it. And then whatever isn't being taken by the patrons, I go out, I pick, and I bring into the library. And we are feeding families. A mother saw me passing out different things, and she asked for 3 bags of the lettuce, and then she asked me for 7 cucumbers, and I saw her kids around her, and I knew that we were feeding them that night.
A community in our county decided to build a community garden, and they started and then realized that they needed more information. So I started doing site visits to give them recommendations about bed prepping and that type of thing, which was implemented last fall. Then this late winter, I did a gardening 101 class that involved those people that were going to be using the community beds. And this community project is located next to a senior high-rise. And they are also using some of those beds to provide food for the kitchen.
I belong to a local garden club. And already some of the people in the garden club, just because I have become a master gardener, they look at me a little bit different. They have been able to get engaged with me, and I have been able to get engaged with them. And I think that builds up a stronger community.
Again, it's many, many layers, but the more people are catalysts and role models and network their networks, the better off we'll all be.